Welcome to SML Total Access, where we break down news, predictions, and more in our Madden League. Now, let's get fired up for SML football.
Welcome to SML Total Access. I am Prime Time 000, joined by Matt and Dan. How are you guys doing today?
Doing good.
Oh, sleepy.
Hey, we're going to knock this episode out here. First down, what's your guys' biggest surprise of the season so far? And Matt, we'll start with you.
Oh man, my biggest surprise of the season. I think there's actually quite a few. But I'm gonna go with, gosh, who do I want to call that? I'm gonna go with Doink. I think Doink's a little bit of a surprise at 7-1. Now, as we'll talk a little bit later in the show, he has not beat anyone. I guess Soda. But still, he's won 7 of 8 games, and he didn't do that last season. And I think the KP or QP, excuse me, losing 2 games. I'm a little bit shocked at that, only because he's an offensive guy, and with an offensive team and an offensive quarterback and the best offensive ability and the only 99 speed receiver, and he's really not taking advantage of it. He's lost 2 games. I'm kind of surprised. Now someone's going to say, well, he hasn't played in a while. Okay, but I guarantee you, the same stuff he was running before is probably the same stuff he's running again. Madden doesn't change that much. So those are a couple of positive surprises, and then I'm sure one of you is going to touch on it, so I won't say it. I won't go into detail, but Meats, what the hell is he doing?
Dan?
Yeah, I think Meats. What is he doing is probably the answer for a lot of these questions. Yeah, I agree with Matt. I think Doink is obviously a surprise. I want to say NYT, a nice little surprise. Was the one overall pick, and he's got 3 wins already. He's beaten me. He's beaten AJ. I think one of his games, maybe 2, were a forced loss. So I know he's playing KP right now, pretty tough. He's playing really well. I'm a little shocked a little bit by Grim not taking over that division right now. It's kind of a 3-way kind of who knows who's going to win it. But I thought Grim would be clear heads and shoulders over everybody in that division, and he's not. So that's a little bit surprising to me. Stavo's still sitting there at 500. I think we might have to admit Prime was right. Stavo is checked out. He's not the same Stavo, and I think that's surprising. But overall, I think again it's a competitive league. Like we said, I don't see too many divisions being run away with yet. And that's what's going to make a good ending to this SML season.
Yeah, I'm just going to dog about 3 people. Stavo, one of them, he's completely lost his aura. 3-3. I played him in the playoffs last season, and he wasn't the same Stavo. Entering the game, I wasn't nervous at all. I took him to school. That's number 1. Soda, number 2, 5-2. He was all big and bad last cycle in a weak NFC, and then leading up to season 1, our playoff game I thought we were going to play in, he was bumping his gums. I'd rather play Prime than Gutta, or I'd rather play Prime than such and such. He comes out, plays me, loses 34-0, blames the game on something. When you lose 34-0, let me tell you, it's not the game. You're just a certified bum. Another one I want to just completely trash on, in my humble opinion, is Meats, 2-6. You got the Ravens. I don't think the teams matter as much post-patch, but you still do have the Ravens. It's your favorite team. It's a mobile quarterback when you roll around a lot, and you're 2-6. You're 4th in division behind Nightcrawler, and your losses. You've lost to MMX by 2 scores. Dan put it on you, 27-3. You lost to Woods by 7. I mean, just playing absolutely terrible. You can blame the baby. You can blame a lot, but 2-6 with the Ravens team is unacceptable in my opinion. But hey, it's early in the season for a lot of these guys. They can figure it out. It's early in the cycle for a lot of these guys. And I do want to give one positive shout out. DW 3-4. He's 1 game back in the AFC East. So I don't want to say I'm all negative here on the show today. I am positive as well. Good job, DW. Let's move on. Dan, on First and Goal yesterday at the end of First and Goal, he won. If you guys haven't already watched the show, First and Goal, Bomber hosts it, does a great job. He mentioned Dan won the show and he had his 30 seconds of glory, and he was like, hey, Prime, to shut up. Prime's talking too much trash. Went over Colt 45, and something about you won with your team, and your team's a super team, and that's why you won. Something to those effect. And I guess Dan, address those comments first. What did you mean by that? And are you trying to sell tickets, or what's your actual thoughts here?
Well, I'm gonna just take a shot that we can handle a complex response to this, because I want to be very clear. Prime dominated the Super Bowl. He showed up and played a great game. He won it. There's no excuses whatsoever. There's no Madden gave it to him, any of that kind of stuff. I felt that way initially, just because I was tilted. But looking back on it, Prime definitely won the game, dominated the game. I played bad. But what my argument is that I'm not going to let the big bad wolf go around and blow his horn over and over and over again, especially after going after someone like Colt, who has no wins at the time.
How did I go after Colt?
And
what did I do to go after Colt?
Well, you going after people or going after things or just constantly doing it. I'm just not going to let the big bad wolf blow his horn. So I was just at the point where saying, okay, look, enough is enough. We gotta stop this. Okay, we gotta bring some hope. Revolutions are built on hope. There is hope that this is not going to be the end of all. You have your team, whether it's a super team or not, and that's not really my point or not, because what it was is it's your team. You got the quarterback, great move. You got the running back, you got the fast receiver, you got that's your style, that's your team. Other teams are trying to build their style. They're not there yet. So let's just not get discouraged. Let's not get down. Let's not let this big bad wolf blow all his might around. Let's little pigs get together and let's push back on this, because we're just not going to take this anymore. So that was my whole point of the rant on first and goal.
All right, Matt.
Hopefully it was Colt's trade that you were talking about. But look, I hate this, like a Super Bowl's tainted. They're all, none of them are tainted. Maybe Dookie's that because of that the whole thing, but none of them are tainted, right? I mean, winning a Super Bowl is very, very difficult. I don't care what team you have. It's very, very difficult. There's a ton of talent in this league. Now, when you get to the end of the cycle and you start splitting hairs when we're voting for players of the cycle, that's when I think you look at, if Prime only wins one with the Lions and somebody wins one with a lesser team, I think that's when you start to split hairs. But neither one is tainted. But I don't even think you can make an argument that the season one, and people are going to roll their eyes, I don't think you can even make a case that this one is tainted, because I'm not really sure that at this point in Madden, team even matters. We all have the same non-existent defense. It doesn't matter what you have on defense. I've got a really good defensive line with my defensive tackles. I got Khalil Mack. I've got a 90 speed, 86 edge rusher. It doesn't matter. They don't do anything. And when I play other guys, their guys don't do anything. So really it comes down to, what's your offense look like? And yeah, you have a really good one, but you don't have set feet lead. The Bengals have a better offense than you, in my opinion. The Chiefs have the better abilities. They have the 99 speed receiver. I don't see the Lions being extremely better on offense. So it really comes down to execution for all of us, because none of us can play defense. Our defensive line's just playing patty cake with the O-line. And so I don't know how you can say it's tainted when we're all basically playing with the same team at this point. We have the same deck of cards.
Yeah, when I took the Lions...
Yeah, wait, before you argue, I got to go back, though. Who said it was tainted? I didn't say it was tainted. That's Prime's interpretation of it, because he got his feelings hurt a little bit because someone pushed back on him. That's all I'm saying. So we're just pushing back. We're just not going to sit around and just let the big bad wolf blow his horn all the time.
Here's my take. So Dan was quick to say Prime was going at Colt 45, and then when I questioned on it, he really didn't have anything. I posted a Hail Mary fumble clip. I didn't go at Colt, and then he really didn't give any other examples. The reality is, I've been very probably more kind this cycle than I've been any other cycle since Dan's been here. Dan has come out on draft day and said, the Lions were a mistake for Prime to take them. I made one trade. That's it. One trade. And I got Joe Milton at 67 overall. And what happens? All of a sudden, he's not even a superstar. He's like 84 overall. And I wanted to go to the Super Bowl, dominate the Super Bowl. And then I'm nice after the Super Bowl. I don't say anything to Dan. Hardly. Barely anything. I'm kind. And then, first and goal, what happens? Dan comes out and says, well, Prime has a really good team, and he, that's kind of why he won. Maybe not the Super Bowl tainted, but that's kind of what was insinuated there, and he's kind of backtracked a little bit. But the reality is, after the Super Bowl, Dan said it was pass rush. Then it switched to, well, it was kind of the team, but then Dan realized, like 3 weeks ago in chat, he was saying the teams don't really matter anymore because the patch. So I think the actual reality is Dan's feeling the pressure that I'm just dominant. This is probably the most dominant I've been in a 7-season stretch since he's been here. I think I've won 4 Lombardies in the last 7 seasons. And that's dating back to Colts, obviously. That's with the Lions now. And I'm 7-0, and I just put it on soda, 34-0. And there's really no end in sight with it. I'm only going to get better because I get better as the cycle goes on. Usually it's around season 3 or 4 where I'm actually hitting my peak. So I think Dan's just feeling the pressure a little bit.
See, I think you missed completely what I said about it was a mistake taking the Lions. I expect you to win with the Lions. I knew you were going to win. Even you said after Super Bowl, I needed this one more because I took the Lions. You knew that. What my point is that it'll be a mistake because it's going to be more boring for you. You've got nowhere to go from here. There's nothing you can add to a team that already has it. So you're not going to get better as the cycle goes on. You're going to be the same. Now you may win some more Lombardies because you're a good player, but other guys are going to catch up. And you haven't come at me. I give you that. You have not come at me. You've not come at anybody. You haven't come at Q yet. Okay. A little bit of Stavo, but not even that because he stinks right now. But what you're doing is you're just trying to push yourself, elevate yourself up all the time. And I'm looking around and I just don't see enough people joining the cause to say, hey, we're pushing back. Okay. We're not standing for this. I see too many Grims out there. Oh, look at Prime. He's amazing. He's wonderful. And I'm just enough of that. I'm saying, guys, stop this. Let's get out there. Let's actually learn how to play the game. Let's get better. And let's knock off this big bad wolf because all he is huffing and puffing. He isn't that scary.
If you can actually beat me, and I think we play week 15 around there, maybe.
We sure do. Yep. Yep.
If you can actually beat me, maybe people will take you serious. But until then, I think you just look at it as a guy that's triggered, in my opinion.
I lit the spark. I know I did. I lit the spark. The spark is there. You'll see it.
The spark in me. Like you said, I have nothing to play for. I have nothing. I've got 27. I have nothing to play for. All I need is the Dan comment to put on the next Waking Up the Echoes. That's all I need every season. And somehow, without fail, Dan gives it to me every cycle. I just don't get it, but it happens every cycle.
Because I'm not afraid. I'm not afraid to put it out there. Hey,
let's move on to third down. This is like a gameplay rant down, I guess we're going to call it, or is there something in gameplay you don't like, or just in chat that you want to highlight? Maybe somebody made a good point, or somebody made a dumb point, or just anything like that. And Matt, we'll start with you.
Yeah, I got a couple of. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot of gameplay rants as far as how people play. It's more of how the game plays. It's more with EA. I don't really like I see this in pretty much every game except for mine. I don't like when it's like 3rd and 30 or 3rd and 25, and it's like you're on your own 20, and it's like the first or second quarter. That is a rundown. That is a get under your center, run the ball, punt down, or maybe throw a screen pass. But it's like trips are empty, 4 verticals, and because there's no defense in this game, it's easy to get a completion. That just drives me nuts. Again, I'm not the kind of guy that's like, oh, look in real life, this is what they do, because it doesn't translate to Madden. I mean, I know we're trying to be a sim league, but we're still playing a video game at the end of the day, you guys. So that kind of bugs me. I also don't like when someone flips a play, and I think this might be a me problem, but I just assume you have bad intentions. Because when you flip a play and then my defense starts running around like chickens with their heads cut off, and they're always a step behind the offense. So, and nobody has quick snap me when they flip the play, but it's like now I've got to look at like, okay, where's my coverages? What did this break? And then, but ultimately, like, what are you trying to do? But this whole like all this talk and chat about corner kicking and just all this stuff that's like that's not what they do in real life, or that is what they do in real life. Can we just stop? Like, that's just because it happens in real life doesn't mean it has to happen in Madden. Um, it drives me nuts because if you want to take that stance, you need to take that stance on everything. You need to be paying big money to your offensive linemen. You need to be running the ball on 3rd and 25. And I can guarantee you a lot of these people are not doing that because it happens in real life. So they're cherry picking to fit their agenda on what's real, what's sim, and what's not. So that's all I got. I don't have a lot of complaints.
That's good.
Yeah, I think what Matt said there at the end is the key is cherry picking. We all do it. Like,
Yeah.
I can't stand it if somebody runs the same pass play twice in a game. Like, I feel like that's ridiculous. That's, there's 500 plays in your playbook and you have to run the same pass play twice. Meats doesn't like the corner kicks, which to me is one of the weirdest, goofiest things. Mike FML doesn't like guys, not or passing up a field goal on 4th and inches. Some guys, don't like shotgun runs. I mean, it's just all of it is whatever. I mean, if we could keep it in the box of like that's my personal pet peeve, and I just leave it there. But the minute, and again, this is a credit to Matt. Matt's got his own personal ways of playing Madden, but he never ever projects that onto somebody else. And I think we got to be able to keep that in the same box. Like, okay, this is how I feel. This is what I think, but it's so my own personal pet peeve. And, is this truly glitching the AI? Is this truly going against the rules? Okay, that's where we got to be careful when we're talking this way. But, to me, like people say, shotgun run. I'm like, come on, like shotgun runs, like figure it out. Like there's ways to stop shotgun runs and figure it out. And is it going to work? Yeah. And is it Madden? Yeah. Like AJ said, pursuit angles, they stink, but what are you going to do about it? So like, just keep things in the proper perspective.
Oh, that's good. And again, just to echo it, I think a lot of people would say, hey, Matt does a lot of weird things with his gameplay that they wouldn't agree with. But again, just to echo Dan's comments there, he really does not like project his feelings onto you and make you do certain things. And there's other guys who do weird things and they want you to play like them. And that is when it gets lame, in my opinion. Now, I've got a comment on it. The whole Meats corner kicking thing is the stupidest thing I've heard in a long. Like, we got guys, like I get DMs or I see in chat, not as much DMs right now, but in chat, people, oh, defense sucks. I can't get a stop. They're just impossible to play defense this man. Then I got Meats, who's like, we should get the ball at the 35, 40-yard line every time. And it's like, I don't know what's happened to Meats, if he like was dropped on his head and now he's having late effects now as he's hit 27 years old. But the dude has gone off his rocker. I don't know if postpartum is a thing for men, but he has gone crazy. And I like Meats. He's a good guy. I've met him. Great guy. Kind. Innovator. But he's gone off his rocker. Completely gone off his rocker. And I don't know if it's because he sucks and he's a bum in Madden right now with his favorite team. And he's regretting joining the likes of Straw and Bomber. And he's just trying to make a name for himself. But we got a lot of new guys. And these guys are DMing me all the time. Who's this Meats fella? I'm like, dude, at one point, Meats was cool. Now, he's just a has-been. It's a shame, really. It's a shame. Let's spread the love, man. Dan, who are you spreading it on?
Yeah, I got one guy in mind, but before I do that, I do want to say, like, Meats at 2-6 with the Ravens. I mean, he's lucky he's going off in chat because that could be a whole nother topic. But anyways,
he's a bum.
This is spread the love. I want to spread my love on Tiny Titan, man. He's sitting there at 4-4, 500, winning some big games. I got to play him this weekend, and I'm actually a little nervous because Tiny Titan, when he's focused, he gives me trouble all the time. I actually think he might end up beating me here, so I gotta kind of lock in and pay attention. But Tiny Titan is playing some good football. The Commanders are not a great team. They're not a great Madden team. Okay. Again, I agree with Matt. I don't know how much teams matter, but let's just say what they say. It's just not a great team. So he's doing some good stuff with them. I love to see it. SML is even better when guys like NYT and Tiny
Yeah,
Titan are playing good Madden ball.
that's good.
You're going to smoke Tiny. I don't know what you're worried about. He's one patch away from maybe being back in the cellar in the top 5 picks, but that is nice of you to recognize him for now. But I'm going to spread my love on the AFC East. I mean, Jesus, Lord have mercy, they need it. They don't have a single team above 500. I don't know what the heck's going on in that division. I think Dan hit the nail on the head on the previous topic. I am just waiting for Grimm to pull away from this division. I still think it's going to happen. I think he's going to run the cycle at some point on this division. It's not happening. It's like I don't know I don't know what's going on here, and maybe he needs that defensive patch. But geez, that division doesn't have anybody with a winning record in it right now. I'm also going to go to the other side. I'm actually going to go to my division and go to AJ. AJ played really good last cycle with the Chiefs, and it was like for AJ, he played really good. He didn't play really good for like you guys or me or something like that. But like
Yeah.
he did really well. He never won a Super Bowl or anything, but and it was like, oh well, he's got the Chiefs, he's got Mahomes, he's got set feet lead. I mean, that can kind of turn anybody up a level. But now he's got the Giants, who I think they're good. I think their strength has been taken back because of this patch. Their front defensive line is their strength, but it's been nullified pretty much. Inside stuff's still good against me, at least. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but he was in the playoffs last cycle or last season, and he played a really tough game. He's 5-2. He's playing the game the right way. He's got a running back that he likes for the big plays. Scatabo, you do not hit stick him. I'm learning this the hard way. He does not go down. So I like what AJ's doing because I think instead of just relying on his Mahomes to bail him out and make the throws, I think he's realizing that he has to play a certain way with this team, and he knows that. He's recognized it, and he's executing how he plays. I think AJ is going to be a consistent playoff contender. I think he's going to get some playoff wins. I don't know if he's going to make a Super Bowl. Actually, I do know that he's not, but he's going to be around, and I think that's great for AJ.
That was good. That was good, Matt. For me, Matt's always got a unique way of somehow like destroying somebody, but then like wrapping a bow on it. But for me, it's I was walking the dog today, and I was thinking, oh man, I got to come up with something for Spread the Love. And I think this is my favorite era of SML from the perspective of we have content, we have chat activity. Yes, you got your things happen, but overall, there's not a whole lot of people here that are entitled. There's not really hardly anybody here that's a cancer. I don't really see any cancerous members in the league right now. And for me, it makes me have fun. Like I like to win and I'm competitive, but if I'm doing that, I can join another league or I can play head to head or I can play mutt and win, right? But like to actually do it with people I like playing with is what makes it fun for me. And the fact that I can look in the chat right now and just see people contributing without entitlement or expectation or being cancerous at all. This is probably my favorite era of SML football, and it rejuvenates me and it makes me want to keep playing, I guess. So that's, I guess, for everybody, maybe. Matt, what's your 5?
Oh wow, you're done. I was waiting for the punchline there.
No.
Maybe you feel bad just crapping on everybody for
Yeah, I kind of felt
4
bad.
3 segments there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
nice, Prime. I got a little emotional.
Thank you.
So let's go back to the. I'll have my final Taylor Swift rankings in the chat here for you and Miss Prime and all the other Swifties. But let's get back to business. We've got a
thank
game.
goodness.
We've got a season going on here. Dan, I'll tag you when that list comes out just to see what you think. But number 5,
Yeah.
I've got QP. Now this is a name we have not said on this show, at least in a positive light, in a really long time. I hope he goes back and listens to every episode. Look, he's back. He's 6-2 again. I didn't expect much of a warm up period for him. him. He lucked into, in my opinion, the current best roster in the game. It's not going to be the longevity best roster. It is the highest rated roster according to Neon. He's got Mahomes in an offensive Madden, Worthy, etc. He hasn't beat anybody. Fig, Grim, Raider fan 2, DW. I know DW is having an improved season, but I think that's mostly due to schedule as well. And he beat Raider fan twice, Fig twice. He lost to Soda and he lost to Tom. Tom one I think was a little fluky, but QP is going to be fine, guys. And anybody who doesn't think that's going to get bit by the snake. At number 4, I've got Dan, another person that really hasn't beat anybody. But again, you can only play who's on your schedule. He did beat KP, but I don't really know what to think of KP at this point in the cycle. He's got the Colts. I'm not sure anybody in the world, anybody could win with the Colts in early Madden. But that loss to NYT stings a little bit. But again, there is no defense in this game. You can lose to anybody because as long as they're patient enough, they can find an open guy. The loss to Bomber doesn't bother me as much, 13-6. Boy, I just said defense can't be played, but those guys sure proved that it can, at least for a game.
It was a rain game.
Yes, weather will allow defense to be played. But it's Dan. Hey, look, obviously coming off of a Super Bowl, I fully expect Dan to at least make the AFC Championship game. I think Q throws a little bit of a wrench in it, especially if we don't get that patch before playoff time. But Dan's playing really good ball, as usual. At number 3, I got Doink. Again, someone who really fell off last season. I keep saying last cycle. Last season, he was not good. And it was surprising because Doink, even if he's not good, he's usually not bad. But again, man, I hate saying this, but he hasn't beat anybody. I guess Soda, but we just saw that. I mean, I don't know. He's been fool's gold for me for a while until he proves me otherwise. He's beat Steve. He's beat Mike. He's beat the Rams. He's beat Fig, Raider fan. Those guys are popping up a lot on this list. Again, he's got a game versus QP in 3 advances because he's got a bye in there. I'll be really looking forward to that one. Then he's got AJ. So some tough games in there. But Doink playing really well. Number 2, I got Straw. Again, here we go again, guys. Straw lighting the world on fire. Will he collapse in the playoffs? I guess we'll see. He's got a nice win over Bomber. Absolutely destroyed him. He's got a nice win over Stavo in a shootout. I know Stavo is struggling. I think the pressure of not being able to sleep through the NFC is getting to him a little bit. But still, Stavo I consider an above-average player, and that's in a shootout. That's a good win. The loss to Woods, any loss to Woods is a bad loss, so I'm going to hold that one against him. But, yeah, he looks strong. His schedule, he's got Dan. He's got Dan coming up, but it's not too tough. He's got QP on there, but meets twice, should win those. So look for Straw to be a force. And then at number 1, I've got Prime. And again, Prime really hasn't had the toughest schedule, but 2 wins over Gutta, who was almost going to the Super Bowl. That's pretty good. I don't think that beating Soda wasn't. I kind of expected him to beat Soda. I didn't expect him to absolutely flood the guy. We talk about not being able to play defense. I don't know if Soda might need to take a back seat and not say that for a little while because he got thumped 34-0. You don't see a 0 put up very much in current Madden. So there's our top 5.
Good list. I think it was a good list.
Good list.
Guys, that was the Map 5. That's SML Total Access. We're signing off. One last word I have to say. Tug the rope. I seen you grinning on the show on First and Goal. Just no one even knows who you are if it wasn't for Raider fan. You're a nobody. Thanks for watching, everybody.